I'm on the process of linking the first board 1, 2, 3, 4 to the second board that is already made, and look at that, what is there. Eh? Cool, eh? Yeah, check those connections, very close up, you know. Yeah, madness. I wanted to show you the connection that I made from this board rails to the other one. As you can see, it appears as interrupted here, but it's not. It's actually linked to the other one from on the back side. So this is how I make it, and pretty much what I did. I'm not sure how well you can understand what is there because it's soldered. What I did actually here in this part, you can understand what is how I bent the wire. Come on, like that, and you can see here how it's bent. So let me draw it for you very quickly on a very tiny piece of paper because I'm cheap. I don't have much money. If you only could get money from this stuff, you know, if you only could, someone like me could get paid on stuff like this. That would be interesting. Yeah? So this is how I linked this board to this board. Actually, the wires on it. Let me see if I can film it. I'm drawing with one hand. So this is how I catch it on the other side of the board here, and this is this wire here that is shown on the other side, and when it's going through this hole here, through this hole and is getting back, is not bent like that anymore, but is also, but it is actually bent like this, and the other one that it is bent like this. Here is the soldering happening between this wire and this wire, and this one I have it on both sides because it was the first one that I made. Because this one was the first one that I made, and I didn't know, or I didn't look from Nivea. I didn't know how to make the next connections, so I didn't think about it too much. So this second board here is like this, and it's going like this, the wire, and the next one will be like this, and probably something like that, and the next one will be like this and like this, and like that, probably the next ones, because I have to make only 4 of them, 4 by 4 equals 16, no? Or actually the last one, it will be 15, and I will probably make a 0 and put it here in the front. I don't know, I'm not sure, because it is actually counting from 0 to 15, not 1 to 16. We'll see. But this is how I linked these bus wires boards one to the other. Right now it's not very good, but because it's a copper wire, I can bend it into shape very easily, so it will get better. No, I have this very small, insane small distance here between them, but I will reshape the wire. Pretty much this is it. So you like what is here, right? I like it too, and it's working. That's what it matters. All right. So hello from Romania, from your favorite artist electronist here, who is doing a lot of shit lately. But finally, I made it work. Also, the binary counter is working. Okay, no errors there on the bus lines, and also running in parallel, everything in parallel with that board. This kind of counts as running until 16 because they are pretty much 2. But it's like I'm having the entire board pretty much. Look what I have here. Let me actually put some light. A lot of stuff. You will notice here on the first one I don't have a blob diode because it didn't work, and I had a ton of problems with number 2. I spent like, I don't know, a couple of hours until I figured out what was wrong with number 2, and it was somewhere here, somewhere, one wire or even 2 wires, one wire from a jump wire, a leg of some component was touching the other bus wire underneath it, and I couldn't see it because, you know, look what I have here, and I had to check and recheck every connection to see if it's bent, and of course without power, and that was the problem actually. And I changed like I changed these diodes like crazy. I've also took out some good 4148. These are the good ones. Well, they are also scrapped, but what I'm saying is they are good. It worked perfectly with them there on the testing breadboard, perfectly, absolutely perfectly. And I put these, and still I got the error. Then I said, well, if with these good ones that I should not get any kind of errors. And if it's the cause if it's the diode itself, and those were the good ones, then I actually put 4 of them, even there where I have the blob round spherical one diode. It theoretically shouldn't give me any kind of errors with all of those 1N4148 diodes, and it did give me error. So I was thinking maybe some other diodes from here in the back, maybe something is messing up and give me that error. I built it inverse. I built it from 4, 3, then 2, then 1, and the final board that I put here was 1 actually, because I wanted to link the negative rail, the first, and then not to change this wire too many times, and it worked. But I don't recommend to do it from scrap diodes like I'm doing it right now, especially if they are very old diodes. If they are new diodes, probably it's worth a try. But if they are old and definitely unknown, I heartily recommend not to do it, because I had to change a lot of diodes here until I understood the problem, until I understood why I was doing what was doing. And it was giving me a ton of errors. It should have worked as I planned in the beginning, and work absolutely fine. But because the components that I'm using, that's why I was so I was confident that module, that very compact module that I built the first time, now I don't have it anymore, because I this completed, and I reused those boards here, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. On this arrangement that I have right now, it helped me more than immensely. I could change the diodes, I could debug the problems. Now the other way that I started with everything compact, and if the components were brand new, yes, that way was working. If I was using everything that I have there on the breadboard, pretty much, and build those compact. But here, if I really want to reuse all this scrap diodes and components in general, even the transistors and the diodes and the resistors as well, this arrangement saved my ass and my balls and everything. They saved me, really saved me, this arrangement, this method. And it was extremely hard, very hard. I spent like probably 2 days on this board, and probably 1.5 days on this board here for 1, 2, 3, 4. And I had to change, and I was desperate, because I was as long as I was progressing here, I was thinking that this is not working, the number 2 or number 1 was not working, because of some weird shit that I have here in the back. And I was literally desperate, and I'm still desperate, because I still have to add the next 9 to 15 and 0. I didn't manage to make a 0 here on the breadboard yet, but I will try. Conform the schematic that I have. I mean, it didn't work like I make it in the Proteus, in the simulator. But I'm very relieved. I'm not happy. I'm relieved because it's a big shit what I have here. It's a very big shit, and it's almost as big as my breadboard. Kind of. So it's a big thing, but I don't like it. It's so big. But I reused all this stuff that I have, pretty much. So it's a trade-off. I had to give something to receive something else. And also, very important thing I want to add. This motherfucker, all these diodes, all these components that I have here, all these permutations and logic that I have here, is freaking remembering the last position, or something is remembering. When I'm restarting the program, not right now, but when I was doing all the tests, I was getting the same error, and while this was still not plugged in, I took it off like that. I made the change and I put it on, and I was still getting the same error. And I was scratching my head, what the hell? And then I did this. I restarted again, pretty much. I took out and plugged it in, and then it started correctly. Probably you will see if I'm restarting it. Let's see right now. If it's, you see, it's not starting from 0. It's starting from when it left, when it remained. Let's see here. Kind of. It's not restarting to 0. Not every time, sometimes. Now it did. Let's see, right now? Yeah, now it did. Let's see, after 8. No, it did restart. It did restart. Not all the time, but sometimes it is restarting. Remaining in the memory, something. And is continuing from that point or something. Or randomly is choosing, I want from there to start. It was another, hop, another step to get over, to understand that this is not absolutely by any means is not perfect. And this time with the memory, this kind of memory, I don't think is because of the components that I'm using. Not at all. I don't think so. I tend to believe it's not this ones. It's not this the cause, but I think is the idea of the connections that are made there, or the connections. Those are creating the structure, the entire structure that I have here. Also, that guy, the binary counter, probably both together they act like a small, tiny memory, and it's the logic. I bet my ass it is the logic and not really the components. It's interesting. It's very interesting actually. Let's restart again. No, it did reset. But I'm telling you, sometimes it's not resetting to zero, starting from zero all the time. Holy freaking mother, son of a... It worked. In the end, it worked. So first of all, for those that are seeing this for the first time, this is all made with discrete components. This is the actual logic that is transforming the binary that you are seeing here on those 4 LEDs. And is transforming it into decimal pretty much, as I enumerated here, 1, 2, 3, you see, 4, 5, 6, 7 until 15 here. This is what it is supposed to do. And I had so much difficulty because if you want a real electronic challenge, a real one, this is the one. In the sense that what I did here is not really hard, and it will work from the first try if you are using absolutely completely new components. That's absolutely no challenge at all. It will work. But if you are doing like what I did, and I did it wrong, and I know it. I know I did it wrong. But my idea was that it should work whatever I'm using, and it is not really that case, because whatever component I'm using, it should work. That was my idea. Whatever diode I'm using, whatever the transistor I'm using. By the way, these orange ones are transistors, very weird transistor, and they are all that I have. I don't have any more than this. And they conveniently, they are exactly 15, exactly like what I need here. Actually, I need one more for the 16th, or 0. I am thinking I will use it as a 0 there in the front, in the beginning. But like I said, doing it like I'm doing, like I did this project from absolutely random. So here are absolutely random diodes, assortments. I actually scrapped all of these diodes that you are seeing here. All of them are scrapped, and you can see those round diodes there. There are no more, not so many here until 12. Only on 7 I left them, and then on 14 and 15 because it's working. But usually they give me the most errors. So those I put them all. Effectively, I build everything with this until a point, and I got a ton of errors, and I couldn't understand why. So this is a very big lesson. If you want to do something like this, it will teach you a lot about electronics, about what I learned from it. I will give you the bottom line. I will give you the bottom line. What I learned from this, using absolutely scrapped and absolutely unknown diode models. Usually, what it took me out of shit and escaped me from problems was this 1N4148. That also they are scrapped. I checked them all because I don't keep components in general unchecked. I'm checking everything. So these are checked and they are good with the diode checker, diode tester. So everything I have here, it is tested and it is working. Also those, but the very big difference that I didn't really accounted for. I was aware they are some in the very beginning. They are different diodes. There are a lot of different diodes between them as the construction goes. Depends what they are putting there. Depends the ingredients they are made of. And my conclusion that I really come to is that this assortment of diodes that I put here, and they are all tested, and they are fucking up, they are messing up, or completely stopping the entire circuit. So they are messing up the circuit, jumping, creating jumps. Instead of letting this one, is letting that one, and jumping and doing some nasty errors. And the hardest I had, let's see, yes, this was the one, is a square one. I have a square one here. Is a square diode that I have, and this square one was, I don't remember, on 4 or something. Yeah, probably here it was on 4, and I had a very, it was like a examine test. On 12 didn't open up at all, didn't lit up at all, and it was also resetting. So it was running until the 12, until 11. It was lighting the 11, but the 12 didn't lit, and then it was resetting. to 12 and starting from 0 again. And what I did, actually, I was without any kind of solutions. I couldn't think what I should do. And after a couple of days of taking a break, literally, I took a break. I didn't think about it. I just stay and do something else. And then I get recharged back. I get some energy to retake this problem and resolve it. And I finally resolved it. And I'm very, very, very happy that I solved it. What I did, the solution to solve this mystery, because it wasn't hinting me, it wasn't telling me what is wrong. It wasn't wrong here on the 12 itself. Usually it's on the board that is the problem, that is not lighting the LED. Usually it was the case. Like 90% of the cases, when something was not lighting or giving error, it was on the board. But this one wasn't here. It was extremely, extremely tricky and hidden. And it was this fucker that you see here. And it was somewhere there on the 4 or on the 5th. And what I did, I took out any weird, everything that I suspected it's causing a problem, and everything that is not 1N414148, because I knew for sure that 4148 diodes, like these ones here that I'm pointing right now, the red ones, they are always giving me good results, and they're not giving me errors of any kind, because I've tested them already here. Even those yellow ones are also 1N4148, and as you can see, there are not all reds, but some are yellows as well, and they are all of them 4148s. So I knew for sure, because I tested there, and I absolutely had no problem whatsoever with anything there. So what I did here, I took out whatever diode I think was looking funny, was looking suspicious one, especially the round, this blob round ones, but I don't have many, and I had 1 or 2 here and there left because I changed them a lot, and until I understood they are not doing well in the circuit. But a few of them still remained, because it works with them. They are so few of them right now. They are not that many, and it's okay with them as it is. And that's what I did. Literally, I desoldered probably half of these tracks of diodes. I took them off from that track, and they also get out from that connections as well, because some were better, some were not that good connected there. And when in the moment I bent them, snapped from the other side as well. And yeah, it was. This is not the problem, taking them off. The biggest problem was to actually get down to the one that was actually creating the stop and the reset of the thing. On a couple of them, after I desoldered, what I observed, it was cycling through the 16th and not resetting on 12 anymore as it was before. But the 12 wasn't lighting absolutely at all. So I literally, probably half or more than half of all these diodes that you are seeing here, I took them off from the rails, from the bus wires that I have in here. And finally, I got to this motherfucker here, this motherfucker, and I took, actually I desoldered it. I tested. I desoldered one. I tested. How I'm testing it is I'm plugging the negative pin here into the board and watching what is happening. Of course, I did put it to the maximum. So I put it like this, not like this actually. I put it like this to the maximum, and I watched, and that 12 wasn't lit at all. So right now it's very high frequency. They are appearing, they are all lit, but they are actually cycling like it was before. A very high speed counting, and this solder one took put in the negative lead there pin and check if everything is repaired or functioning correctly. And then I took it out, and then desoldered another one that I thought is very suspicious, and I put it in, and I checked everything, and then I took it out and I desoldered. That's how I managed to debug this absolutely complicated circuit, because it's not easy. It is not an easy circuit what I have here, and especially because it's made from very I want to stress about this point, extremely different diode categories that I have here. Very weird. But that was the one of the points of this project. I wanted to get rid of them, to find a project to use them and to get rid of them in the same time, and absolutely I did that. But it took me probably 1 week of testing day by day, every day. And the big mistake that I did, very big mistake that I did, was to solder every diode until, let's say, I built it until 5 when I was testing it, and it was giving me some errors, and I was correcting them. And then I built the number 6 board and cardboard, and I linked everything, and I tested, and if it was giving me errors, I was correcting them, and so on, so on. And then when I was reaching higher and higher in the numbers, this one was not working, but it was influencing that one. or vice versa. When this was built, this was working correctly, but another 2 or 3 here didn't work correctly. And it was a hell. I'm telling you, it was a hell on earth. If you want, and I'm telling you, this is a very, very good test of your of your electronic capabilities or understanding. No, not really understanding, but for if you want to get good at testing stuff, you should build something like this. It's absolutely nuts. It's absolutely very extremely hard to actually pull it off and make it work. And as it is, as you see it right now, let me slow down the right even more like this. And it's very hard to pull it off. I pull it off in 1 week, or even probably more than 1 week. I have to check some. I was discussing with some people, and I have to check some dates when I posted about it, when I was bragging about it, that I will do it. And that's pretty much. I had a ton, literally a ton of errors, and literally a ton of repairing that I had to do on these tracks. The general line is usually when I'm getting one module like this, usually it's from him. When is the problem, usually it's from him. But there is another view of things, of problem. There is a general or a global current flow that 1 week a diode here and another weak diode there and another weak diode here. They will influence together the proper logic and behavior on the smooth course of and the smooth operation of the entire circuit. And I didn't finish this yet. I still have to add another, the 16th one, the 01, actually, the 01. And probably that will add some problems, some issues. I hope not. Actually, after resolving the 12th problem, 13, 14, and 15, they just work. They are absolutely excellent. With these very weird diodes here as well. That usually didn't work there. If I'm putting this in front here, they will mess up and or not leave to work anything correctly. One friend of mine was telling me, after you will build it, and he didn't know that I will do it from scrap components. He was thinking I will do it from normal and new transistors, and he was thinking it's hard as it is with normal components, with new components. And he told me, as hard as it is, the better, the sweeter the victory. And now it's extra sweet victory, because holy shit. So it wasn't the problem of connecting them. It was the problem of which one is good and which one is bad for the circuit itself to actually work properly. And I'm not recommending to anyone to do it like I did it here, because partially it was luck and partially a ton of testing, and I had to debug the shit out of it, and I had to replace and figure out which is bad. Which is these are actually they are good diodes. They are conducting one way and not conducting and stopping the other way. But the model of the diode, the construction, the internal construction of it, I don't know how how it is built inside. I don't know what kind of properties they are having. But I do know for sure they are conducting more current than the 4148 that I have here. The ones that are absolutely doing with no errors, nothing is a problem with when I'm using 4148. Everything just works. Probably they present some resistivity. I have no idea exactly what they are doing, but these are conducting very, very probably. It's my wild guess. They are conducting too much current. They are letting too much current, and they all are 0.6, 0.7. They are not Schottky diodes. Which have 0.2 or 0.3 forward voltage, to open, to conduct, to start conducting the current. So all of them, they are, I believe they are not Schottky diode, but my meter is saying 0.6, 0.7, somewhere there, exactly as for 4148s. That's why I was actually thinking to use them, and I didn't think they will pose a problem, but they did. They pose a very big problem, and I'm extremely happy that I managed to make it work. I was thinking at some time at number 12, as you can see, it's more burned here probably. But I actually changed transistor with this one and with this one, and I understood it's not really the transistor, and it only is a problem of that. All of these are 4148, even a yellow one, but it is 4148 as I'm telling you. The other one that is somewhere there, is one on top of the other, but you can see it's they're all 4148. I was very sure it's not the diode's problem. I was sure it's not the resistor problem. What could have been the problem, and it was somewhere there, a combination. Actually, I changed a couple of them. That one in particular, that one give me the absolute bad result. The absolutely bad result was from that one, and I think I changed one or two other. Well, I'm not sure. I don't remember what I did, but I did a ton of permutations until I figured it out, and I'm very, very, very happy. And let me show you. It is counting to 16 when all of them are lit like that, like this. Yes, and also resetting this LED here in the, in the end here. It was giving me. I was getting some very strange errors when it was counting to 16, but that LED wasn't actually changing states. It was only blipping, like pack. So from the off state going to the on state, but as a blip, pack, and then getting back to off state, pack, and not actually remaining on the on state like it is right now. And it wasn't on fast. It was on very slow mode, and it was very short. I had a ton. I'm telling you, a ton of extremely weird. Probably all the errors possible that I could have. I have them here. Absolutely amazing that is working. I am very amazed that is working. I didn't resolve the low intensity, a bit low intensity for these two LEDs for some reason. Yeah, I put a 6.8 kilo instead of 10 kilo, as you can see there. It did help a little bit. I'll see in the future. Maybe I should play a little bit more now that everything is working. I couldn't concentrate on this problem while I was having the other ones, much more important. Yeah. And I did this the same as the other ones, but I realized too late that actually I will not put the 16 here, and probably I will put there in the beginning a 0. But yeah, look how big it is. It's longer than my palm. Yeah, it's very retro, very, very, very retro. I'm very proud of it actually because it's working, and I'm very relieved that it's working. I'm extremely relieved. So yeah, keep in mind every logic that you are seeing here is made by those diodes and these transistors, and this is it. Thank you very much, and see you later. I hope I didn't forget anything. Bye. Bye-bye.